Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Huell, try to imagine the skipper from Gilligan's Island,
right,
with a very threatening, rapey
the cover
vibe.
of Bear magazine.
Yeah.
All right, Huell went down to Griffith Park, I think. Well, I think Huell set it up. Do we have a clip?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Okay, our adventure begins, and look at this. This technically is called
Ferndale.
Ferndale, D-E-L-L. How did it get that name? Obviously, there are lots of ferns here. Wow. Now look at this. That's a redwood tree, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's one of the few places you'll actually find coastal redwoods that are not along the coastline.
Wow. So there's more in here than just ferns, but there are lots of ferns.
So just to see Huell take in Griffith Park during the day.
Yeah.
I've been here at night so many times, walking these trails.
Camping out, waiting on the corner with a brown bandana in my right pocket.
Meeting magical wood nymphs that do amazing things.
Huell would probably be like, I didn't know this was open during the daylight hours.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like the light of 1,000 moons.
Hold on, that fella's
burning.
That fella's got a real ranger outfit. I never seen one of those.
Yeah, that's it. See that man dressed as a ranger? He even dressed up his car like a ranger's car. No, he's really a ranger.
He works here. It's open during the day, Huell. Yeah.
There's a creature in this along this trail whose fingers feel like 5 tongues. No, Huell, that's not a creature.
This is Ferndale, by the way. I used to go there as a kid on field trips. It was like the cheapest, easiest. You just go up Griffith Park. There's a little creek. You go after crawdads. All right, but Huell blown. By the way, I don't know that this is possible, but Huell's teleprompter, somebody fed it a Quaalude. Because Huell, as slow as Huell normally is, he used to break his sentences off into bite-sized chunks. He's now breaking each word up.
He's got the Paul Harvey.
Starting to sound like Shatner met Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear the next one.
All right, now let's set the stage as to exactly where we are, because we are right off of Los Feliz Boulevard, right off of Western. We're just within sight of Los Feliz. The sirens are racing by us. We're in the heart of the city right now. But even though we're in the city, the place that we're getting ready to go is almost like another world, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's once you enter here, you wouldn't think you were in the city of Los Angeles.
No, you never know where you
now,
are.
The sign out front.
No. Listen to the birds.
That's an ambulance coming by.
Listen to the wheat ripple in the wind. It's first off, nothing
Just
more
breathe
ironic
into this rag, and it's like you're in another world.
Nothing more ironic than you saying you wouldn't know where you were and you don't know you're in the city when you're being clipped by an ambulance. But also, this is my biggest complaint with really anything that is subsidized by the government. I don't care if you were shooting for Donnie used to work at the Eagle Rock cable station down the street. And I did a show on a public access show, and if we went out and shot on our $9 budget, at a certain point, someone would have said, all right, hold on, let's let the ambulance clear, and let's try it again. But no, he has such disdain for his listeners and viewers, it's like, fuck them.
Well, he needs to get in the park. I
swear, I mean, I don't care I don't care if you're doing a wedding video where you're wishing Connie and Bob the best of luck, and if that ambulance goes by, you just hold. You just hold and you pick it up, right?
Hold. Yeah.
All right. Let's hear the very end of that one more time. Can we hear that, Paul Bryan?
Yeah. All right, now let's set the stage as to exactly where we are. But sign out front. Oh boy, that's an ambulance coming by.
Oh, really?
Probably hurt.
All right. So,
and by the way, Los Feliz and Western, not what I would call the heart of the city.
No.
Yeah.
The outskirts at best. Next one.
And I'm just now remembering that you told me it was started in 1915, but obviously it's had several incarnations during that period. Look at this right here. Everything I'm looking at, I'm just overwhelmed by it. Look at the grass and the ferns coming out of the walls on the side and the way the water falls down here. We've got a little mushroom right here. Now, back to my question.
And look at that cloud. It's taking on the shape of a paperweight.
Everything I see is filling me with wonder. I have white grass growing from the top of my head.
That's hair, Huell.
That's amazing.
That's just hair. That's
Look,
just your hair.
My hand has 5 legs.
Those are fingers.
Pencil.
Those are called fingers.
I can't. I'm alive. I can see music. I'm alive.
Breathe into this rag.
Oh, it's too bad Louis killed himself all those years ago. So I don't know what happened to his cameraman, but he used to always talk. Huell used to break down the fourth wall on occasion.
All the time.
Yeah.
If you thought he was professional when that ambulance drove by, you should have seen him handle his camera.
Louis, why are you waving your arms at me? Your battery's running low? Okay, well, why don't you go to the vet? And then it would just stop and the fuzz would hit the TV. That'd be it. All right, next clip. Do we have another one?
A man and his dog, but not just any man and his dog. You're the president, owner, and CEO of the Trails Cafe. Introduce yourself to everybody,
Frank Lenz.
All right, now there's a real story behind this place and how it was given a new birth. Give us the quick history of it.
Well, some years ago, I was working down at one of the studios, television studios, because I have a real job, too.
Huell actually gets bored of his story.
And there was an old guy flipping hamburgers in here, like paper-thin hamburgers, snow cones, just, terrible food, But the experience was fantastic. You sit underneath the redwood trees, and you're like, we'd have a good time up here. We came up a few years later, and it was closed up. It was just boarded up, rolled down, and it just wasn't looking so good. So
let's get to the chase here. You bought it, you opened it up, and you're now running a restaurant up here.
That's like Keith Richards saying, you know what? I think you've had enough. It's time to go to bed.
For the first time in my life, I'm with Huell on that.
I am too.
That foodie bullshit. It just
you got to take
my stomach.
a fucking long as a raconteur.
The food was terrible, but the experience of the food and this.
All right, bring it home now. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, as a raconteur, as a teller of stories and tales, when Huell Hauser tells you he's running out of tape, you got to take a long, hard fucking look in the mirror.
When you get the light from Huell.
When Huell Hauser gives you the fucking flashlight and says, let's wrap it up. Every night's open mic at Huell's place. Like, it'd be funny if Huell did run open mics, because Dana and I remember this. Huell would be like, all right, now you have between an hour and a half and 3 hours to tell your jokes, and then the head of Eddie Cantor's going to light up. Now, when Eddie Cantor's head lights up, that means you only have about 25 to 40 more minutes before you wrap it up, okay?
Slowly bring it home.
Wow. Huell told somebody to wrap it up.
I wish I could see it because I hate this guy from the sound of his voice. And here's a review of, let me tell you a little something about the Trails. I don't know if you've ever gone to the Trails.
I have.
If you serve...
It's free, by the way. That's why you know I've been there.
Coffee in the morning.
Right.
Don't keep your bathroom locked with a guy that doesn't know where the key is.
Right. Well, especially with that many trees around, because there's no way.
Well, think of coffee.
Yeah. The more you know.
Yeah.
Dana Gould, everyone. Do we have one more? Do we have a wrap up there?
Because I was literally with my kids. Guys, we're going to Starbucks.
They have great cherry pie, though.
We have two. You want to skip to the end?
Let's hear them both.
Can we hear Meet the Mothers? I want to hear Meet the Mothers.
Here they come, bright and early in the morning. Boy, we got this is a caravan coming through here. Good morning, ladies. What's going on here this morning?
We're all just working out together.
Working out with babies and strollers. What is this group all about?
Well, it's called Stroller Stride. It's a fitness group for moms, specifically designed for pre- and postnatal women.
stroller strides. So you get out and stride every morning with your strollers.
Yep.
Now, I saw the book Our Bodies Ourselves, and what many people won't know is that women have a bum in their front and they throw up people with it.
No, Huell. It's called a vagina.
I don't speak Spanish, but what I do know is that they have like they have what I could only call a front bum, and something happens where they poop like a little dude.
Oh, that's called birth.
Again, I don't speak Spanish or German, whatever that is, but
Huell, I have some very bad news for you. That's how you landed on this planet of ours.
Well, I can't see how that would happen because I'm 6'8", 350.
I know. But, no, you weren't born with those waffle stompers on, Huell. You were a little baby, and you came from your mother's, what you call, front bung.
That is a common fallacy. I have no memories of anything before I was 18. I did some service for our country at Alamogordo Air Force Base, testing the effects of sleep deprivation on rum drinkers. And I have no memory of anything before I was 18, so I have no reason to believe that
but surely you were close with your mother, weren't you, Huell?
My mother was very, very instructive. I wouldn't necessarily call her close, but she is. I still do venture down to the root cellar every Halloween
and see what was left of Mom. I see. Mason jar, perhaps, formaldehyde.
I have a whole shelf of my brothers.
All right, should we hear the last one, Bald Bryan?
And we're stopping right here because you said this was probably one of the most recognizable places in Ferndale.
Yeah, if you were to come here on a Saturday or Sunday, you'll find many, many kids standing here, and usually they'll have a piece of meat or a hot dog on a stick with a string, and they're pulling the crayfish up out of the bottom of the pond here.
Now, are they supposed to do that?
No, they're not. Most of the time, they just return them back after they catch them. There's really no use for them at home.
And as a ranger, you probably look the other way. Well, you can't say that on the air, but you're not going to bust a kid for fishing with a piece of a weenie out here to catch a crawfish.
Best way to catch kids.
Just lobbing them over the plate.
I know. It's like unlimited arc softball. Dana's staring at the ball. It's the size of a moon. It's been in the air for 20 minutes now. Just wait. Don't swing. Don't shift the weight to the front foot too early. Yeah.
Sometimes I see like a line of kids just fishing in Griffith Park, and I think ahead to the Keith Haring-like beauty of their outlines when they move them away, and it's just the chalk outline of where they were, how they were found.
Huell,
it's like a subway. It's like a subway diagram by Keith Haring.
Wow, that's quite a lot more than we needed to know, Huell. Very sad, but profound.
And you're going to tell me those beautiful child came out of a woman who had a man's bum in her front.
My bad. You're right, Huell.